Napalms, yo, howdy, how you very much. Enjoy your content, big guy. Thanks for the stream today. I'm happy to be here.
You gotta watch Eggy.
Incel coworker sent $3 thoughts on Nintendo's defending Nintendo for charging $20 for ports with no added internet activity and used to sell old Game Boy games on 3DS for $7. Emperor Lemon is right about Nintendo and cattle.
Listen, I'll have a more possibly mixed position on this than you might expect. And so, to be honest, I'll tell you like this. Certain instances, and I think this way for Steam ports, I guess, probably. Like, in certain instances, a Steam port for a game that I'm quite fond of and that I've had to go about. I like that because for the Steam platform specifically, okay, they know... I've played this game. I might have pirated it a few times over the years, but okay, I'll throw a few dollars for it. They're still making stuff that I enjoy, and I can, have this in one place. I could have people say, oh, he's got 40 hours of game time in this because he does enjoy this and he really appreciates it. Certain things like that. But what you're mentioning here that Nintendo is doing, that's... and in certain instances, the Steam ports also. You'll have a $40 or $50 Steam port for a game that came out 10, 15, 20 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago is damn near a new game at this point because they can't stop fucking remastering, quote-unquote, aka AI upscaling that costs nothing. These little upscaling things they have going on, ridiculous. But 20, 25-year-old game, they're reselling it for $40 or $50 because it hasn't been on another platform in that time. It's completely ridiculous. I used to be a PS2 collector. Some of you know this, but I had an original PS2, fat PS2 model, and I was very into collecting PS2 games, first editions. Sometimes I was paying $80, $90 for a first edition just to have it for my collection because it was something that was desirable. It was a status symbol among the community. And then, that's what I did, like 2012, 2013. I was making a lot of money. I was working a lot of hours, but I didn't have, that's just how I felt at the time. This was a good use of my money. I didn't care. But eventually, I built that first gaming computer in 2013, and I got my GTX 770. And I then, I think one of the first games that I played, the one that, fuck all that. What I remember playing the most was Budokai Tenkaichi 3 for the PS2, which was such a cherished and beloved game that I had trouble finding a copy of it locally, but I also wanted a first edition anyway of it for my collection. But I would go and I would play. I had all these PS2 games, and I had one of those good CRTs that I got from a friend of mine, one of my coworkers, I think, and it was also very nice and so very well. But the thing of it was that I built this gaming computer, and I go and I play Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and I go ahead and I start experimenting with the exponential upscaling abilities that they had. But essentially, you could increase the resolution, and it would have like a 1.5 upscaling, a 2 times upscaling, a 3 times upscaling, and so on. And I went from that CRT TV to like a 3 times upscaled Budokai Tenkaichi 3. While I'm there on the computer, I could still be watching a live stream if I wanted to. I could still listen to whatever music I want to. I had my headphones. I could do whatever I want on this computer. I don't have to go pull my phone out. Oh, and what do I do for this fight? Da da da. I don't got to do anything like that. It's all right there, very accessible, Googleable, right there off just a tab. Press Alt Tab and quick Google it on my keyboard. It murdered my PS2 collection. My thought process about it and how I enjoyed that. It was so brutal, but also at the same time so wonderful. And so, like, on my computer now, I have a Switch emulator. I could play basically everything that the Switch has that is emulatable. It's not a 100% accuracy with everything yet, but I've got Nintendo eShop stuff I can download on my computer, load it up, and the emulator plays perfectly good, 60 frames per second. I have a PS3 emulator on my computer to play everything PS3 has at full scale. Some of these are a little more taxing, so you can still upscale them a little bit, but it's not even so necessary because these are, in a lot of instances, at least a 720p, maybe a 1080p gameplay regardless. So very beneficial there, but it's just very stupid. It's very stupid, and I think that Nintendo needs to understand that what makes it appealing to me, I'm not going to say I'm above being a consumer. I'm not so exceptional in that regard, but what is going to be so beneficial for me in the Steam gameplay instance versus one of these eShops or whatever is that you can be on Steam. You can have 5, 6, 700. I think I have almost 800 friends on Steam right now. And everything I do on there, it's almost got a bit of a social hub element to it as well. And Steam was early on this, in the grand scheme of things. But, people can click on it and they're going to, oh, yo, Eggy, 800 hours in Goonfest X. Yo, this guy's out of control. He's crazy. It's just fun stuff. It's a fun little extra thing that I don't think you're getting on Nintendo, because actually, truthfully, my friends on Steam are typically like 30 to 40-year-old men. And, whoever's on Nintendo is probably an actual child who doesn't have the wherewithal to have their own gaming PC set up yet. Or they're retarded and don't know how to do any of that shit anyway. You can play everything Game Boy Advance on your phone very easily these days, on retro games for that matter. A little spitballing there about my thoughts about the situation.